answered that question. The aryas and contemplatives are happy in sheltered places. Question. But at Rajagrha there are 4 other mountains. The Pai-po Lo-po now, etc. Why does he stay less often there than at Grdhrakutaparvata? Answer. 1. Of the 5 mountains of Rajagrha, the Grdhrakutaparvata is the best. Why is that? Because its monastery is close to the city but difficult of access. This is why the crowds do not go there. But as it is near the city, begging is not tiring. That is why the Buddha resides frequently on the Grdhrakutaparvata and not elsewhere. 2. Moreover, it is on the Grdhrakutaparvata that the Southavira Moho Kya Cho compiled the 3 baskets of the Dharma. When he had saved the beings who could be saved, he wanted, like the Buddha, to enter nirvana. In early morning, having taken his bowl and his cloak, he entered Rajagrha to beg. Then he ascended Grdhrakutaparvata and said to his disciples, "Today I will enter see nirvana without residue." Having spoken thus, he entered his house and, seated cross-legged, he perfumed his body with pure absorptions. The disciples of Mahakasyapa entered Rajagrha and said to the officials, "Do you know that the Southavira Mahakasyapa has today entered into Nirupadasena?" At these words, all the officials felt very sad. They said, "The Buddha has already disappeared and now Mahakasyapa, who protected the Buddhadharma, also wants to enter Nirupadasena." At twilight, officials and bhiksus met at the Grdhrakutaparvata. That same night, the Southavira Mahakasyapa came out of his concentration, entered the assembly and sat down. He praised impermanence. All conditioned dharmas, the results of causes and conditions, are impermanent, non-existent yesterday, existent today, tomorrow they return to non-existence, therefore they are impermanent. Being impermanent, they are suffering. Being suffering, they are without substance. As they are without substance, the sage should not be attached to me and mine. If he is attached to me and mine, he experiences immense sadness and suffering. The mind should experience disgust in the presence of all the universes and seek renunciation. Proclaiming in every way the suffering at the heart of the universes, he freed his mind in order to enter into nirvana. When he had finished preaching, he put on the robe that he had received from the Buddha once more and, taking his robe, his bowl and his staff, he rose up into space like the golden-winged bird, assumed the 4 bodily postures, seated, lying down, walking and standing. In his one body there appeared innumerable bodies that filled the universes of the East, then these innumerable bodies became one single body again. From the upper part of his body there came forth fire, while from the lower part there came forth water, then from the upper part there came forth water, while from the lower part there came forth fire. And he repeated the same phenomenon in the directions of the south, the west and the north. The community felt disgust for the world and all its members rejoiced. Then Mahakasyapa with his robe, his bowl and his staff made the following vow on the summit of Grdhrakutaparvata. I wish that my body will not rot. When Milo becomes Buddha, my skeleton will reappear and with him I will save beings. Having reflected in this way, he penetrated right into the rock forming the mountain summit as if entering soft mud, and after he had penetrated into it, the mountain closed up once more. In future generations, the human lifespan will be 84,000 years and a man's height 80 feet. When the Buddha Maitreya comes, the height of the Buddha will be 160 feet, his face will measure 24 feet and his halo will be 10 li. Then, when beings learn that the Buddha Maitreya has appeared in the world, all together will embrace the religious life to follow the Buddha. When the Buddha will proclaim the Dharma in the assembly for the first time, 99 prabedhas of human beings will attain the state of arhat and will be endowed with the 6 superknowledges. In the second Great Assembly, 96 prabedhas of human beings will attain the state of arhat, in the third there will be 93 prabedhas. These in turn will save innumerable men. At that time, people will often be lazy and the Buddha Maitreya, seeing men in that state, will strike grdhrakutaparvata with his fingers. Then the skeleton of Mahakasyapa, clothed in his samhati, will appear and prostrate at the feet of Maitreya, rise up into space and once more manifest the transformations described above. Then the disciples of Buddha Maitreya, full of astonishment, will ask, "Who is this man?" We say, "Man, but he is so tiny. He is dressed in monk's robes and can accomplish the transformations." The Buddha Maitreya will reply, "This man is a disciple of the past Buddha Sakyamuni. He is called Mahakasyapa. He is the foremost of the bhikkhus who dwell in the forest, who have no desire, are content with little and follow the strict observances. He is a great arhat who possesses the 6 Superknowledges and the deliverances." During his time, the human lifespan was 100 years, births were rare and deaths were frequent. If with his minuscule body, Mahakasyapa was able to accomplish such great things, why do you not accomplish such miracles with your great bodies and your sharp faculties? Then the disciples, shamefully, will experience great disgust for the world and the Buddha Maitreya, conforming with the dispositions of the assembly, will preach all the truths. Some will become arhats, non-returners, once-returners, enterers into the stream. Others will plant the roots of good which will make them pratyekabuddhas. Others will acquire the patient acceptance of unborn dharmas and will become irreversible bodhisattvas. Finally, others will be reborn among gods and men and enjoy all kinds of happiness. From that we know that the grdhrakutaparvata is a blessed and propitious place. The aryas love to reside there. The Buddha, the chief of the aryas, frequently resides on the grdhrakutaparvata. 3. Moreover, the grdhrakutaparvata is the residence of Buddhas of the past, the future and the present. Thus it is said in the Fulio in a miti liti seu king Purnamatrayani Putra Sutra. The Buddha said to Purna, "When the Trikaliomegachiliakosm will be burned up at the end of the Kalpa, I will return and will always stay on this mountain." But weighed down by their fetters and unable to see the qualities of the Buddha, beings will not see me. 4. Moreover, the grdhrakutaparvata is pure and fresh. It welcomes the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times. No place is equal to it. That is why the Buddha stays there often. 5. Moreover, the Mahayana Sutras were most often preached at the grdhrakutaparvata, rarely elsewhere. Why? Because this place is pure and constitutes a marvelous retreat. The Buddhas of the 3 times and the Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions praise and honor this place. The Devas, Nagas, Yaksas, Garudas, Gandharvas, Kimnaras, Mahoragas and other very powerful deities protect, honor and venerate this place. A stanza says, "This grdhrakutaparvata is the residence of the Buddhas, the refuge of the Arya. It protects them all. Suffering is abolished there. Alone, it keeps the true Dharma." 6. Finally, it is there that the innumerable bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, wise, marvelous and very powerful, come to see the Buddha Sakyamuni, greet him, pay their respect to him and listen to his Dharma. This is why the Buddha preaches the Mahayana Sutras so often on the grdhrakutaparvata. The prajna is the most important of these sutras and, since he wishes to preach it today, why should it not be on the grdhrakutaparvata? We have just explained in summary why the Buddha resides on the grdhrakutaparvata. End chapter 5.